What is it like being a Jamaican in Azerbaijan? I am Xavier Murphy, the founder of Jamaicans.com, and today in Jamaicans to the World, I talk to Natalee Cole, a Jamaican living in Azerbaijan. Welcome, Natalee. How are you?
Hi, Xavier. I am good. I'm great. I'm great. Thank you for having me.
All right. I know you have a guest there. Nyla, your daughter, is there. She was in the frame when we just started. Hey, how are you?
Good.
All right. I know I asked you this before, but for the audience, how old are you?
5.
5? You see how she do it? She just like the, the, the,
5.
the, hand- the five just got quick. And there you go. And what's your favorite color? We have some questions for you. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is pink, and purple, and and red,
All right.
and
That's it.
and purple again,
All
and
right. So,
and also light pink.
okay. All right. So, who is your best friend at school? What's her name? Or is it a him?
Angie,
Inji.
Isn't she a girl or
Okay.
girl.
okay?
And what do you do with Inji?
I go to her house sometimes.
Speak loudly, baby.
I go to her house sometimes, and she's also at school sometimes, and we like play, and we go to gymnastics.
Oh, you do gymnastics? That
Yes.
is awesome. So one of these days we're gonna hear about you representing Jamaica in gymnastics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
So did you watch it during the Olympics?
Yeah, I didn't watch Olympics because I didn't want to do Olympics yet. I don't think I'm really ready yet.
All right. Is there somebody you like in gymnastics?
Shantae and Denise.
Oh, you're talking about
Okay.
your own gymnastics. Okay.
All right. All right. Well, I know you want to get back to your toys and your dolls, so I have a few questions for mommy and we're gonna have a conversation. So bye, Nyla.
Bye.
Bye.
To everybody.
Bye.
Oh, she's so precious. So precious.
1 minute. Thank
so, so folks, we had our first guest. Now we are back to our second guest.
you.
Uh, so Natalee, tell us which part of Jamaica you're from.
So I am from a small community called Cave in Westmoreland. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Never
So
heard of Kid, but
you have you heard of Bluefields?
yes, I know Bluefields.
All right, sorry. So right after you pass Bluefields, maybe about 8 minutes out of Bluefields, there is
Right.
Cave. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And which high school are you representing?
I represent the truest blue of blue, the
Okay.
oldest high school in Jamaica, Manning's High School. Don't come for me, Woolmerians, please. Manning.
So, I think somebody had that debate with me where they said Mannings is actually the older one because they were a thought and were in writing before
Before,
Woolmer's.
but Woolmer's
And
kind of, when the athlete nip you on the line, that's what
right.
happened with Woolmer's. They took in their first set of students before we did. So technically they get the line, but yeah.
Yes, that was a debate that they had with me. They're like, we're older than Woolmer's, but Woolmer's got the first people in and the first nod, you know. So tell us a story. How did you get to Azerbaijan?
All right. So I got here because one summer, I think the summer of 2016, a friend sent an email to me and she was like, she said, would you go to teach in Azerbaijan? I was like, huh, where? So immediately, I started Googling and then I saw the infrastructure and like the buildings and I was like, this looks nice. And so I decided, okay, why not? I sent in my resume and a cover letter. They sent me an email like the next day asking me if I'd be willing to do an interview. They interviewed me on my birthday, actually, and they offered me the job to come here to teach. And I was like, always wanted to go somewhere far where I can wear coat and boots. This was it.
Speaking of coat and boots, so I looked this place up on the map, landlocked in, I don't know if it's Russia or, well, Europe or Asia. All right. And so what were your thoughts? I mean, you probably, I'm being honest, never heard of this place before.
Most persons have never. I think only one person, my brother, heard of it before because he watches football a lot, and so he said he heard of it, but I never heard of it before. It was a little bit scary for me. I was worried, like, am I really going to do this? We are smack dab in the middle of Turkey and Russia, and I was like, girl, are you sure about this? And Nyla was one at the time, like she had just turned one. So, moving from Jamaica with my 1-year-old, leaving my family and friends, like people wondering if I'm crazy. And I'm wondering, am I going into something that I'm not supposed to go into? But I haven't regretted it though.
So how is she adjusted?
Oh, she adjusts more than me. She speaks Russian fluently. She speaks Azeri a little bit. She understands it if someone speaks to her, but she doesn't speak it a lot, which is the national language. And the Russian, she's fluent because when we came here, she went to a Russian kindergarten. And I actually only just switched her this September to my school where she's studying in English because I wanted her to start reading in English and things like that because she was doing everything in Russian before. And, I was a bit concerned about the language there.
So is Nyla your translator?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I went to the the ear salon the other day, and the young lady was trying her best to translate. And I just said, Nyla, ask her what I'm supposed to do. And she was so shocked. She was like, huh? Paderski. So Nyla was like, da. And she started talking to Nyla. Nyla is telling me what she's saying. And everybody's there just looking at her and looking at me like, what's happening? Yeah.
Oh, so it was a good move bringing her there at one.
Definitely a good move.
So you mentioned they have their own language. Azeri, you said?
Azeri for short. Azerbaijani is the official thing. Yeah.
And is it like a completely different language that is it far off from, because weren't they a part of the USSR at one point? So
yeah, they were.
The language.
Different. Totally different. It's close to Turkish, right? It's close to Turkish. But they have Russian and Azeri working side by side. It's almost like Jamaica with, Jamaican and English. But Azerbaijani, of course, is official. So they have like one long word that will be a sentence. It's just one word, but it's an entire sentence. So it's a little challenging for me, as old as I am, to learn it, but I like it.
So did you learn when you got there, did they put you like an intensive language class?
No, but I had started an English like Azeri lessons, but the teacher was going a bit fast and we just couldn't catch on because she speaks no English, and of course we spoke no Azeri, so it was very challenging, and we never followed through.
All right, we're going to come back to language towards the end. Tell us a little bit about the people there. What are they like?
Oh, the people are lovely. The people are like, when I came, the first day that I came, and a gentleman just took my suitcase, and I was like, you know, I'm a Jamaican, so of course I'm kind of worried. This man, I take my suitcase, but he literally took my suitcase. He brought it out, and everybody's coming around trying to help us. And so I'm just being here. Someone, you're walking as a female with groceries, and a gentleman will just come and take them from you. And he's not taking no for an answer. He's taking them. He's carrying them for you. He puts them at your doorstep, and he says "sao," which is goodbye.
Wow.
Right? They're very
Wow.
friendly. Everybody wants to help you with something. Are you okay? Can I help you with something? Are you okay? Tell me if you need anything. So they're super friendly, super helpful to foreigners. I love that about them.
Nice. Let me ask you this. Do you think this friendliness, especially from male, is have any of them tried to like kind of pick you up?
Not the ones who help me with my bags. They have never tried. Others have certainly tried. Certainly tried. You know,
Okay.
they will drive up to me on the street and stop and try to strike up a I've even had taxi drivers who have offered, right, for me to call them. He speaks no English, by the way. And he's like saying, call me, call. And I'm like, what are we going to converse? How are we going to have a conversation? But they chocolate, and they're just very much in awe of Black persons here.
Oh wow. And has anybody, you know, this is one thing that's common, you know, the touching of the, you know, trying to touch you here or and so on. Have you experienced that?
That is the absolute worst. They take photographs of me and Nyla at random. Like you'll just see people taking photographs of us. Or they'll come up and ask photo, and you know they will grab your hair. They want, wow, and Nyla, especially now that Nyla speaks the language, she'll tell them, you know, no, don't touch me and things like that. But before, it was just a mess. That's my least favorite thing about being here.
Oh man, I can't imagine having Nyla there now to kind of translate and maybe shock them too when they come up and say.
Every single time, without fail, the shock effect. Because this little Black child starts speaking Russian, and everybody's like, and they're calling crowd now, Peruski now, and like,
amazing. Yeah. So when folks find out that you're Jamaican, what's the typical response?
Africa? Like, no. North America? No. Like Caribbean? Huh? America? No. Caribbean, close to Florida. North America. I'm like, okay. All right.
So there's nobody saying, because the typical thing is you hear Bob Marley, Usain Bolt.
I've had only one experience with Usain Bolt. When I said Usain Bolt, and we're like, yes, run. I said yes. But then I've had quite a few saying Bob Marley and things like that. But you know what is strange? That we'll often hear Shaggy and Sean Paul playing in taxis.
Oh,
like
wow.
All the time. Sometimes I go and I'm like, wait. And then I said, oh, yes, that is Shaggy, or yep, that is Sean Paul.
So in terms of the music itself, what's there, you know, what's popular on the, you know, on the radio? You hear the Shaggy, you hear the Sean Paul, but is it, you know, they have their own, or is it Western, or is it
they have popular? Their own music. So their music sounds a little bit Oriental, kind of. And that plays a lot here. And their dances are a little almost like, you know, the Mediterranean belly dancing kind of dance. That's their dance. And the music is in line with that. Yeah.
Okay. Food. Yeah. Oh. If you were to recommend something from Azerbaijan, what would that be? And you can recommend a couple.
I'll recommend a couple, right? I would recommend the plov. Like, you cannot come here and not have plov. So plov is this rice meal with, and it can have like apricot, cashew, chestnut, and meat. My favorite is chicken, of course, because I don't eat other kinds of meat. So you can have beef and chicken together. It is absolutely delicious. And then there's saj. So saj is this big hot plate It has chicken, it has eggplant, it has tomato, it has potatoes, and it's all fried down in this nice oil thing and seasoned well. It's super nice. So I'd recommend that, and then entrecote. So entrecote is this particular part of the lamb that is, it's to die for here. Yeah.
Okay.
That would be my
So
recommendation.
so where do you get, or how do you get your Jamaican fix while you're there? Or are you cooking it, or you don't get it, you don't have a fix?
I don't. So what I do is like with summer or Christmas, whenever I travel, I bring back as much as I can. In fact, last week I used my last set of ackee. So now I'm totally out of Jamaican food. And I just have to wait until I go back because we don't have any kind of Jamaican food here.
So folks, if you're going to that end of that part of the country or there, Natalee needs her ackee, and
Yes,
she needs
and
her
fruits. Yeah.
breadfruit. So you take breadfruit there? You take breadfruit there?
What do you mean? Yes. So
Well,
my
you sneak,
mother,
you sneak.
yeah, my mother roast it and freeze it, right? Put in a Ziploc bag and then put in a foil paper, and then I put it in between clothes. So generally, when I reach at the airport, they look at me and they're like, "Do you have food?" And I'm like, "Yes." And they look at me and then they smile and I said, "Okay." Like, it's one of the privileges of being Black here.
Wow, wow. Now, in terms of the food there and the Jamaican food, how do you navigate that with Nyla? Is she into both types of food, or is she that mommy? I love yeah.
Can I
How she
say
navigate?
Nyla is very much Azeri. She is very Azeri. Nyla feeds on cucumbers and tomato, fruits and nuts, right? And the plov, of course. And that's her. If I don't have these things in the house, then she will declare that there's absolutely no food in the house. Like, seriously.
Now, let me ask you about adjusting to living there. Again, you're landlocked. I think when we think of that area, we think of the cold. So talk
Yeah.
to me, how you adjusted and how you dealing with the cold and all of that.
Well, I'm okay with the cold now. I've been here since 2017. And now, like when I just came, it was super cold for me. And they were all like, "Oh, this is lovely weather." And I'm like, "What are these people talking about?" Because it was very cold. And I was like, you said winter start in late November. That's not true. Winter start from September. But that was me and my Jamaican self. No, that I think I've adjusted. It's like I'll go out in like it's 8 degrees, and I'm like, all right, it's not bad. Weather is nice today.
8 degrees and it not bad.
So I'm totally acclimatized now.
That cold.
It
It's not
was
cold.
before,
Cold.
no.
So you were saying that, Nyla.
She's totally acclimatized. So she's used to she's more into the cold than I am. I have to be begging her to wear her coats and gloves and things like that because she doesn't think it's cold. So
Oh boy. So what's the cost of living like there in Azerbaijan?
all right, cost of living is actually pretty good. And the dollar here is like 170. We call it dollar manat. So it's 170 manat to $1. And actually,
Okay.
just before I came here, it was actually 1 to 1.
Oh wow.
And
Oh
then it just
wow.
dropped overnight, and it has been
Mhm.
170 for the past 5 years.
So if I was to go to a medium restaurant there, what would the cost of a meal for two people be like, or even one person? What would it be like?
Well, it depends on what you order, but it can be from, I'm going to talk in manats and I try to convert it to US dollars. So it can be from anywhere from like 30 manats to 80 manats, depending on what you order, I said, and the restaurant you go to. That's like under 20 manat, $20 if you were to convert. So from
Right,
20
that's not bad.
to $50.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all.
That's all. And again, it depends. If you don't order the most expensive things on the menu, it would be less than that.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
No, what would you say if I was to visit or someone was to visit and he says, Xavier, if you visit, you must either see this or visit during this time of the year, or there's an event that you said, they have this event here. You have to go see this event.
All right. So if you visit here, there are a few places that I'd say that you must go to, right? And I would say the Flame Towers is a must see. And then when you go towards the Flame Towers, there's an area there that's called, it's a fire that the fire never go out. Never goes out. It's just always burning. It's very nice, very beautiful. So that's one. There is, of course, the Maiden Tower, the Carpet Museum. I never knew you could have a carpet museum.
Carpet Museum. So let me back up on the Flame Tower. Is it like a natural something from the earth, or is it man-made?
So it's man-made. It's like the tallest building here, but it's three buildings. And when you look at it, especially at night, when in the day, it shapes, each of them shapes as a flame. And then at night, literally colors of the flame is moving. So when you're looking at it, it looks like you're seeing flames going up in the sky. So it's very beautiful. Yeah.
All right. And then you were telling us now about the Carpet Museum. You say our carpet, what was it?
Carpet Museum. So it's a museum where you have only carpets, believe it or not. Absolutely gorgeous. I never thought I'd enjoy it. And I went, I was like, But I went and I was totally enthralled by all the carpets that are there. All of them made here, and most of them like literally handmade. So they're absolutely beautiful.
Are there people there showing you how they handmade the carpets too?
So they have like videos and clips and stuff like that, but nobody there who's still making them. And of course, the regions. You'd have to go to one of the regions.
What do you mean by one of the regions?
So you know, like Jamaica, we have parishes. Here they have regions, right?
Okay.
So the regions here are like most of the regions when you go to, because I live in the city. So the regions, like the air, the fresh air that you get, the people there too, because a lot of the villages you can visit and they're super like nicer than the people here in Baku. And the hotels, just everything about going to the region is just like
so basically, to translate it for us Jamaicans, go a country.
Yes, go a country. Very much so, go a country.
Have you found any customs that are really unique and interesting there?
Well,
maybe it's a wedding, anything, maybe how they do weddings, maybe how they celebrate a specific holiday, any not unusual but interesting.
I'll tell you about two then. So I'll tell you about Nowruz, which is close to our Easter. So what I like about Nowruz is that they have some sweet treats that they have throughout Nowruz, and they have this thing like they make a fire and you dance around the fire and then you jump inside and then you jump out, and the kids absolutely love it.
Jump in fire.
So it's a circle, right? So they jump right into the middle of the circle and then they jump out again. And it's just dancing and singing and things like that.
All right. So you're jumping into the middle where there's no fire.
Not in the fire itself.
Right. You said fire in the middle, fire not in the middle.
No, fire not in the middle. It's a circle and they jump into the middle of the circle.
All right. Nyla, have you jumped into the circle?
Have you ever jumped into the circle? No, I don't think so. No. She's too young. Yeah. And then the weddings, though, the weddings are very different from ours. They have girl wedding and boy wedding. So the girl wedding is simply where the friends and family of the girl attends, and then the boy wedding is the friends and family of the groom attends. And they also have, like, leading up to the wedding, they have What does something called again? Xavier, the one where them paint the things on you? What is it called again?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Gosh.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Henna.
Yes.
So they have a whole henna ceremony for the girl and all like her female friends and things like that. And before the wedding, the mother has to take the bride out and buy her a whole new wardrobe and gift her gold jewelry.
The mother of the bride,
the mother
of the groom,
yes,
takes out the bride and buys her a brand new wardrobe.
And gift her gold jewelry.
I can hear some of the see some of the comments and hear some of these ladies saying,
But Xavier, can you imagine you with 3 daughters? You'd have to find. Well, the good thing is you're not the one spending, but
exactly.
You have to wedding. The father of the bride spends on the wedding.
Okay, so I don't get away anyway. It don't matter. The only thing is that my daughter gets a new wardrobe. That's pretty much what it.
Right, exactly.
And she'll be happy for that.
Of course.
Well, listen, thank you so much again for spending some time with us. So let me ask you this. What do you absolutely say you love about being there? And you know, it's like, listen, this is just great for me personally, not the tourist stuff, not the, you know, what do you absolutely just love about it?
I think what I absolutely love about it is that I have access to fresh fruit and vegetable whenever. So whenever you go to the supermarket, you can absolutely always get fresh fruits and vegetable. When I'm talking about organic, like really, you're not taste no whole heap of chemicals or anything like that. The tomatoes, you can just eat them just like that, and they're just so fresh and nice all the time. I think that for me is just
right. And you know, I was gonna ask you when you talked about the hairdresser, and I'm backing up a little bit and so on. How you manage, because I know Nyla translates for you, but you know, it's you know, black hair. So
it's hard. I went to the salon once and it was a good experience because they were very nice. The owner of the salon actually, she speaks English, so she was able to, you know, kind of navigate the conversation for me. But, you know, they didn't understand my hair much. And so, you know, even though they were very much in awe and they're looking at it and they're, you know, holding and inspecting, but then my hair ended up being very dry and it didn't work out for me like that. So I've just been doing my hair myself. Okay. And then for Nyla, when I want to comb her hair, because it's not an easy task combing her hair, she doesn't like it. So I've found 2 girls. They're from, I don't even remember. One of them is from Seychelles, I think. And 2 black girls. They're studying here and they do Nyla's hair for me.
Okay, nice. Now, winding down, I have a scenario for you.
Okay, let me hear it.
Land in Jamaica. What is that first thing you're doing? You get off the plane. What's that first thing you're doing?
All right. So I land in Jamaica. The first thing I'm doing is I'm going, if I can, I'm either going to Gloria's to get some fish, right? Or I'm finding a juicy patty and I'm getting juicy patty and soup.
So folks, you hear it. Natalie, if you're visiting there, that side, freeze the patties and bring the patties for her.
The patties. Juicy patties, please.
All right. So it's a good thing that Nyla is there, because my last question, she may be the one that actually answers it. So how do the folks there in Azerbaijan say goodbye in their language?
Their language say paka and
Azeri is sour.
Sour and like good morning.
Just
All
goodbye.
right.
Is
Goodbye.
So which one is you teaching me? Because I need the easy one.
Paka.
Paka.
So Paka, yes, Paka is produced by Paka or Das Vidania. We'll see you tomorrow.
The Das Vidania, I think, is Russian.
Yes, Das Vidania
But
and Paka, both Russian.
Oh, so which one is
Azerbaijani? Sagol. So just a Sao. Yeah.
Sao. All right.
Yeah.
Natalee, Nyla, thank you. Thank you for spending some time with us and giving us a little insight on Azerbaijan. Saka. Is it Saka?
Sao.
Sao. Okay.
Yeah, Sao.
Show some love now. Hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss a video.